Hey there team, so this is a 3v2 on Mistrand. We're going to be playing this, or watching this, from the perspective of Frogie, who is over here playing as the Hobbits of the Shire. Now I've always had quite a big thing for Hobbits on Sieges. I've tried to do it once or twice, but you know, the games just have never made it to a finishing point. They have some tools that can actually be useful in a siege, but something that was a bit unfortunate for Frogie here. He believed that that this was actually going to be a pitch battle. That's why he's deployed all the way out here, and he does have a bit of a trek to get back in. But the defenders need a bit of time to set up anyway, so I'm sure he won't be missed for too long when the battle really kicks off. And this formation allows me to very quickly go through it all. We are seeing ents moving, so we need to be fast. We've got Hobbitry and arms up front, 2, 3, 4 units off them. You're allowed to get all 4 before you get a cost increase. Then behind them, some long bottom mob. We're seeing 2 of them there, great for a siege, lots of ammunition. Very not great ammunition, but armor piercing ammunition. Tookish hunters behind them. Hobbits, of course, with their low profile, make them very good in a skirmish. Bandits behind, good throwing javelins and competent in melee. Bandabras archers, some battling brandybucks behind them, and some farmers of Buckland, the elite of the Hobbitry, to the right. We've got some Bjornings, some Ents, of course, the Proudfoot protectors, and also some Gandalf's fireworks. And in the back here, some Dundee Rangers. So for building an army for a pitch battle, these tools are going to be useful in a siege for sure. And if nothing else, then Hobbits provide the manpower that an attacker is really going to need to just absorb damage as they push up through. Closer in toward the centre of Mistrand, we have Lothlorien here by, I'm just going to call him Quarter or KA, I'm really not too sure. But over on the right, some Guardians. I think possibly the best. This happened when I was passing through the map before. Yeah, let's just ignore that. It's just the majesty of the Guardians casting their light across the map. I believe the best pike unit in the game. Might be wrong in saying that. But very good nonetheless. Anyway, some Lorenan Swordmasters, 2 of them there. Some Lorenan Axemen beside them. And all the way along, yep, Lorenan Axemen. He's got 2 units of archers there, and 2 blades of the wood, 3 blades of the wood. The militia elves, some Galadrim blade masters there, 2 units off them. No shields for them, so they're going to have to be a bit careful. But the defenders seem to have deployed quite far back, so he might be okay. And where is his ally? I think his allies moved all the way around here. So they also have Harad playing as Derek playing as Harad. Some black serpents in the back. There is a bit of mobility on Mistrand, so Cav can be useful. Then, but it's an expensive unit, so if he can't make that work, that's very unfortunate. Some Mahud Mahud Berserkers there. Some Haradrim archers, just good for soaking up damage, really. Some more Berserkers, lots of Berserkers, and some Mahud warriors there on the left. A lot of damage, but not very much armor, of course. Some spears there, taking more damage. Beast Tamers, we're seeing a lot of Beast Tamers mixed in with some Hood warriors, some more Haradrim spears, Southron warband, and Southron pikes. And some shadows and archers there. Do we have any some more Southron pikes? We're not really seeing any elite units unless I'm missing them in this blob. We are seeing some demons of the desert hiding, but yeah, not any champions of Nafarat. It's kind of concerning. They're really going to be relying on the elves to do a lot of their real elite power here, as we've got 2 very heavy fodder armies. What we're up against is Rune, played by Bloodbath. He's got some Gamprim up there, some Balchoth tribesmen, some Eastron hunters, could have a fodder archer just to respond to the enemy's fodder archers, some Flygrim there, some Eastron guard with an armor upgrade. Cool, they look great with that. I didn't know you could give them that. Yeah, I will definitely be doing that because I like to use Eastron guard. Now I can make them yellow, match him with everything else. That's nice. and Numenor by Lord Whalecup. So yeah, okay, so we've got Rune can bring a lot of quality to the field, but they can also bring numbers. Have they done that? We're seeing some Eastron clansmen, we're seeing a Dragon's Breath cannon along with some Eastron warriors. Some flag rim there, Eastron crossbows. Crossbows, Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen. More Eastron warriors. And some more crossbows, okay. A lot more Gamp rim here with some Scion rim mixed in, and more Gamp rim with Camel's Chosen. And then Lord Wilcom has gotten 2 units here, certainly off the Nadukadar. I will usually probably just be calling them the Romana Spears. And they've got Ballista. Interesting for a defensive siege. Probably just hoping to snipe out enemy artillery, but it can still be useful, for sure. Some Farazim Swordmasters there, that's where we put his general today. The Royal Legion of Armenelos there, and 2 Seafarers of Nendamos. And then down here, the Romena Abaram. Well, it's tough to call them a mob really, but the force there, 4 units off them. And some Belagar archers, some Belagar pikes, and Belagar archers again. Those Belagar units really kind of merge into the landscape. Of course, the last time I played on here was a desert. It wasn't this Mordor texture. And some Belagar footmen. Okay, cool. So it really is a numbers versus elite force here. So that'll definitely play merry hell with the percentages killed. You'll be able to work too well with that. And yeah, so we'll go back up to normal speed while everybody's moving around because I've got some guff to speak about. Once everything properly gets going, I'm going to be probably kicking on some music. I'm going to be trying to experiment a bit with that, so let me know if the music's too quiet or too loud, or just if you think it's totally out of place. I like to try and speak a lot more than some guys do, so music might not be what I need too much, but I think it would definitely help my videos if I could have something to fill the moments of silence that are always going to happen. Got Lothlorien zooming right in there. Okay, I guess the battle is sort of kicking off. I guess it has kicked off immediately, so the music has probably started already. But other things to address, of course, very grateful to Frogie for sending this to me. I wish I could be playing this game a lot more than I am, and I am trying, but there's just some things getting in the way, and a lot of other games that are really pulling my attention away at the minute. And very grateful to the RH clan for inviting me in and throwing some more replays my way, and also promising anal sex a few times. So that's very kind of them all. But as I say, definitely give me some advice about the music, because this will be the first video that I put out that I try that on. So I could use some advice. Now we've got the Ashari Shadows here really rattling into the Gamp Rim. Now that is painful. This is exactly what the Shadows want to be hitting at here. And they're getting a good bit of body penetration here. Body penetration doesn't sound like a nice word. Body piercing is a lot nicer. And you're seeing the amount of corpses there. These guys have armor, they have shields, but it's still painful. What Bloodbath might want to do here is just stretch himself out, because you can't catch them. There's nothing you can do here. So just as wide as you possibly can, so that hopefully they're only getting through 3 people per arrow. And it's a trade. It's not a fun trade to make, but it's a trade you might have to make just to get rid of their ammo. But someone was firing back. It was definitely these Belagar archers, I think. That's a good shot. Yeah, that's taken out quite a few of them. And they are not holding back for Frogie, actually. I thought they'd wait for it, but nope. Frogie is going to be the reinforcements. So now you're really... It's always a difficult decision to make of, do I run my men? Which these little hobbit legs are going to take a long time to climb up that hill, and they're going to get pretty tired. So it is a much better choice for him to just walk, take his time. Now if you had some cavalry, if the defenders had some cavalry here, you can work your way out of the fort by this exit down here to the right, and curl all the way around, and you could be pestering Frogie all the way back here with just 1 unit of cav. That's why it's quite nice to bring one, but there's no way of knowing what your enemies are going to be doing here. I'm missing a lot of the action here, but it's just so much archer fire passing back and forth. These tribesmen have taken a beating. They've still got all their ammunition, so hopefully they make it away and they're going to be able to use it. These hunters are definitely what you want to start responding. But Lothlorien has already grabbed this. I remember the time that I played this, most of the battle was being fought over this lane here, as we were just very cautiously advancing. So they've already grabbed that and forced the battle back to this section of the field, or the city. And they've also pushed through this absolute choke point of death. So that's great. They've the attackers have been really proactive here, and the defenders have not taken as much ground as they maybe could have, but oh, these Blade Masters are quite far forward, and they must be in range of those Eastron Hunters. But I guess nobody has a shield here, so you're happy with any target. The Bjornings did run though, and they're still fresh. They're doing okay. And this is the charging unit. Oh, they could mince those hunters. They could mince those hunters. They could hit anybody here. The tribesmen are definitely going to want to unload their javelins on them. But it's a depleted unit. They're not going to do damage fast enough. They've got to get behind the Gamp Rim. Okay, no, yeah, that's unfortunate for Bloodbath. They've just been caught out, and they are not getting back. Not a chance. The Gamp Rim are coming, but the Gamp Rim coming forward, you're going to be exposing yourself to some nice close arrow fire. Yeah, damn. This is all happening very quickly for the defenders. This is where I would be flapping at this point. That Dragon's Breath cannon could do with a nice shot right through the ends. Would be painful, but it's really far forward, and I guess there is a lot of stuff defending it. To be honest, it should be okay. Ooh, those crossbows might be on fire at will. I don't think we're getting a good shot. Okay, they were cancelled. Shari Shadows, I guess they're out of ammunition. They're just trying to chase people down, engage in melee. Yeah, wow. Okay, cool. So the Ents have engaged here. The AP from those Gamprim would be effective against the Ents, but you're just not with a depleted unit like that. I think Bloodbath needs to fall back, which he is doing now. The attacker's been so aggressive here. Actually, they've really they've just been grabbing ground after ground, which the defenders have already been pushed back to what I would refer to as like their final hold, really. And you know, the defenders have definitely been taking the brunt of this here. Bjornings coming in for some charges. Those footmen need to get stabbing, but Bjornings can take a beating, really. A disorganized retreat is always going to be painful. But now with the footmen at the back, yeah, this is what you want. Those footmen are going to be taking, elven arrow shots at the back, but they're Belegar footmen at the end of the day. You're not worried about them. Oh, Galadriel Blade Man. They've been taken down to 11. Okay, I didn't see them getting minced, but I guess these runic shots were doing a lot more damage than I was thinking they were. The Gambrim have been pushed forward. If they were able to form up nicely, they would definitely match the Blades of the Wood here. And the Ents, that's a very bloodied end, but I don't think they've lost any of their number. Blades of the Wood forming up on this flank. Dragon's Wrath crossbows here. Any elven, even an elven militiaman, is probably worth a shot. That's good. That's exactly what you want to see. Taking out an Ent with one of those shots is very important. And the issue with this cannon is, I guess he could route it back right now if he wanted to, but I'd be wanting to make sure I used up every shot here, just in case the enemy is going to go for a hard attack. They could break through this defense and stab it. Okay, Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen opening fire up and over. They are getting some good hits. Oh, yep, this is what you want. Yeah, that's absolutely mincing those guys. And they're not bad in melee. It's not something like the Black Bugs, of course, but they're going to do okay. And these Bjornings are going to try and slip on by. He needs to get more troops on the front here. Eastro Guard, though, they'll do the business for sure. Very skilled spearmen. We've got some Numenorians backing up this line. They'll be able to go toe-to-toe with elves for sure. think there's going to be any pushing through here for a while. This is a real bloodbath area. If you wanted to come through this side, especially with 1 unit of pikes and 1 unit of footmen, just trying to force your way through that gap would be hell. And they won't be able to use their superior elven archers, you know, to get the job done here either. So it does look like the bulk of the fighting is going to be through this wider entrance, which makes a lot of sense. The Eastron Guard have been thrown in now. Those the Dragon's Wrath crossbow might be out of ammunition, or he might just be willing to throw them into the fight to lose a few of their number, and before getting out the last of their shots. Ooh, okay, we'll go for these long shots. That is good though. That's some good shooting. These berserkers are certainly not fodder. They can do some good damage. So they were all warriors up the front, but yeah, the berserkers in the back, very painful to lose those, and losing that number of warriors is not fun. So he's not going to make that mistake again, although one more shot right down the line here. Maybe they'll be able to get another one off, but I don't think so. No, I don't think the angle's right. Eastron pikes would still be a target I'd be tempted for, but no, I don't think he's going to go for it. Now that we've actually got some good numbers, or the defenders have some good numbers on the front here, they'll start turning things around. Ooh. Who is shooting into the Romena? It's these Haradrim archers. Hitting the front of a Numenorian infantry like that is not going to do much damage, I wouldn't think. But it's better than nobody. Hitting your target is always important. The first of the Hobbits have turned up, and they're only warmed up, so Frogie's managed to manage his fatigue very nicely there. And more forces are starting to assemble now out here. And we've still got like the skilled infantry of Lothlorien held back, so they've not been certainly not a mad rush as I thought they might have been doing here. They do seem to have slowed, which is smart. It's not a wild charge can definitely go wrong. The Blade Masters there. Oh, these Lornad archers got minced. Is that just by Shadow Bows and Belagar archers? Mixing fodder with body piercing is not going to be pleasant for anybody. But I would maybe hold off on the body piercing ammunition now. Yeah, those Blade Masters do not want to get minced any further. Southron pikes though, I think they're going to be taking some arrow fire. Although that might be just out of range. Surely, I think the Shadow Bows could still, if they moved up there especially, I think that's definitely in range. The main fighting's still over here. Oh, with the Ents easily going to be mincing through these Eastron clansmen. They were having victory as certain for a moment, but that won't be lasting for long now. Hobbits providing some numbers on the front here, and their armor piercing is going to definitely be hurting the Romena infantry when they get off their stabs. Some Eastron Guard running away there. Flagrim looking very depleted on that side. Another unit of Gamprim. See, so if these Gamprim can actually get into position, straighten themselves out. Okay, another shot. Oh, okay. Right, well, I would have gone for the Southron pikes, and that's maybe what he was going for, because he ended up bouncing right off there. But he got a lot of archers, and he did manage to hit in here too. So these are just the Haradrim units, but I'm sure he's not overly upset about that. Getting some kills off is good, even if it's not the kills you really want. Staff Masters here with an armor upgrade. I'm surprised that those Black Serpents survived there. That went right over the top of their head. Actually, I'm like, yep, no, they didn't get hit. Yeah, losing a few of them there to an artillery blast would be painful, because this once this line breaks, if those Black Serpents can just push in and start chasing people down, that'd be amazing. Yeah, the crossbows still have. No, they don't. No, I don't think that. I think they're out of ammunition. So they're more than competent. They're pretty good fighters. So they will be definitely required on the front line here. Now with the arrival of these Mahood units and the Hobbits, they're just overwhelming numbers of Hobbits. That's 2 units of Hobbitry in arms just being thrown in. Another shot. Oh yes, okay. Yeah, that's not what you want. That is definitely a worthwhile shot. These staff masters as well. I would be very scared, because if you move your guys up there to hide, you've got the shadow bolts that are going to be coming in right from behind you. It's I think he is going to move there to hide his staff masters, but that's just going to be a very tempting target for these shadow bolts, just to edge their way forward a little bit, if they have much ammunition left, that is. Haradrim archers still firing away. Crossbows coming on up. Yep, so now they've actually managed to form up, so if they engage now, then that will be a very unpleasant force to push through. Okay. Oh no. Right. I don't know who it was going for there. If that had come right down this line. But no. Yeah, I think he can't have much ammunition left in that cannon now. Next one's firing off. Nope. Yeah, I think that must be his target, but it's usually so much more accurate than that, especially this close. Banderbrass archers, an archer that can actually do something. Only firing off. I wonder where it to. Just the remaining infantry. Yeah, as I say, it's good armor and a good shield, but you know, just whittling down their health a little bit is important. Oh, that was a danger close artillery blast. It seems to have worked out. It did work out, I think. Sent the Hobbits running, sent the Hood Warriors running, that's great. Yep, no, and now the footmen are charging in to just try and grab some kills. These Hobbits are stalled, they would return, but Haradrim archers are running in to try and fill the void, but they're not going to last long. That was a good move. I'm always far too scared to attack that close, but no, it worked out. Getting right over the heads of those archers. Derek is advancing in these very tight formations that really scare the heck out of me. Every time I advanced, I would straighten my men out as wide as they could go and advance like that, instead of these blocks that he's coming forward in. That was a good shot. Yeah, that was a really good shot right down that line. Ensign of Southron Warband, AP of course. Yeah, that was some good shooting. Poor Derek here is just taking the brunt of these artillery blasts. But at least it's not the Elven units, so that's something for the attackers. Some more of these Haradrim archers. The shadow bows seem to be out of ammunition now, yeah. They're going to be able to do something in melee, but I'm sure the defenders are pretty upset to lose that. Some people positioned back here, just in case the front line does break very suddenly. You have some reserves to hold them back. Seems to be an Eastron crossbow banner carry that is a little bit lost. His force has moved on back, right, okay. Again, no major advances here, which I don't blame them for. Ooh, lots of javelin fire coming. No, that's Tookish Hunter fire. Long bottom mob. I thought I saw something getting thrown. Yep, these stones here, these guys can fire all day. Just picking stones right off the ground. So, yeah, not what these Gamblin want. And if the enemy is using arrows on these long bottom mob, I'm sure Frogie's not too upset about that. They'll die easy to it, but yeah, somebody's got to take these arrows. Those Belgar footmen are really doing quite well up against the Hood Warrior line. I do quite. Whenever I play Numenor or Umbar, I make good use of the Belgar. So I tend to really like them, but these guys have impressed me. And now with the phalanx moving up, This will be pretty messy. Now there's nothing more behind them. I would that cannon. Oh, it's not out of ammunition yet. And the camel shadow bows are up now. Okay. I would want to get another unit of infantry. We've got the seafarers here who are very good at melee. After they throw their javelins, of course. But I would want to get another unit in the backs of this. Eastern crossbows out of ammunition. They're going to be coming on it. So that is something, some fodder there. Ooh, clever. The bandits here, okay. They've managed to get a good side shot from their javelins, but they're getting attacked by the Dragon's Wrath crossbows. Bandits can of course do something in melee, but I thought he would actually be on those 30 Dragon's Wrath, to be honest. But still, there's just not enough men on this front line. They're pushing and they're messing people up as they do it, but that line is so thin. And with the arrival of these staff masters, and if there was just one spear and shield unit, you could bust a hole right through that line right now. I'm seeing the seafarers' javelins coming in. It's such a bloodbath. Yeah, okay. I was really worried for the defenders, to be honest, after they lost those initial points. But no, they've made this work for them. What are we at now? Yeah, this is nice. They've really pulled it back. You know, you've got to keep in mind they were almost 10% behind. Yeah, so the bandits pushed in deep. The issues, of course, pushing in deep, you end up getting away from your morale blob, and I'm surprised how many of them made it away. 60. I don't see them coming back. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But okay, another shot of ammunition. That was unfortunate. I guess he's maybe wanting to target down the Gandalf's fireworks, but Gandalf's firework cannot do as accurate a job as that Dragon's Breath cannon has been doing. This is going to be, he is firing. What is he going to fire at? I guess maybe just this position here. He needs to get the ammunition used. Once they fall back to that final position, this artillery is not going to be worth anything, so he needs to use it. Okay, oh well, okay, there are hits being made. Ballista down. One rogue rocket. Okay, it's doing something for sure. Another banner carrier down there. Wow, so one rocket can take out this cannon. Both cannons down. Now, of course, they must have only had like 1 or 2 shots left, but still, that was impressive. That was definitely an impressive move from the fireworks. I didn't think they'd be so effective. And they took out a ballista as well, of course, so he's down to 2. Now, I for one, actually think a ballista can become more effective when you start taking it down to less pieces, because you can be more maneuverable with it. You can move it into better positions. But he's under threat of losing the last 2 soon. These Dragon's Breath artillery crewmen, some good fodder for the front line to fill in a gap. Seafarers have Mendamo, so they'll be able to mess the people up. Staff Masters don't do much damage. And they've actually their numbers are really well down. We're about halfway through the battle. There must be a lull. Like, if they keep going like this constantly, there must be a good sort of 5,000 frames where everybody just relaxes for a minute. That's the ballista firing away. I'd like to see that ballista do some good work, just so that I eat my words a bit. And okay. No, yeah, you see, it's getting some hits, but it's trying to plow through these hunters. Demons of the Desert, though, that will definitely end the hope of holding this position. Well, some Staff Masters taking the hits, but I'm sure he's happy enough to lose a Staff Master or 2 for a good volley of demons. They're wavering, they're winning, but they're wavering. Where the heck did they come from? Those were the... Yeah, okay, the bears pushed in from, they definitely didn't come in through here. No, the bears must have like just blasted in without me noticing. Oh dear, yeah, they would have done some work. But They're out now.
It is coming for us.
And this position has sort of been lost. I would say at this point the defenders have sort of lost their artillery. Well, they've got the ballista, but I'd be tempted to fall back. I just think reforming this is no longer an option. The enemy have pushed, well, the enemy is about to push up. Lorne and Axeman have now been pushed in. They're going to be able to beat, man on man, they'll be able to beat just about anything in front of them here. The farmers of Buckland are in position too. Oh, firing up and over. Now, as I say, these guys are, especially the Belgar pikes, don't have a shield, so they'll be able to go down pretty easily by some of these stray shots. And if you've got nothing else to shoot at, there's definitely worse things to be hitting. But it's never fun. These Lornan archers are they're down to 8 men, so to be honest, they probably got enough ammunition. Yeah, an 8 and a 7 there. They've got enough ammunition to last them the rest of the game, so they might as well be shooting at something. But this position has been pushed through. You can see, you cannot see the floor here. More javelins there, going to take these guys out pretty easily. This is not a fun thing to see. Elven infantrymen getting taken out by javelins is never good. But the Baltroth tribesmen are out of ammunition. And these bloody Bjornings managed to slip through again. Where the Nadukadar? We'd really use them right now, or these crossbows as well. If these crossbows got good volley, that could be over for the Bjornings. But no, Frogie's definitely been pretty good with them. The Romena infantry will definitely be able to go toe to toe with these elves, probably beat them now that they outnumber them so much. I just saw a rock. Yeah, the long bottom mob are in position. One lone, he needs to get back to the formation. Southron Pike, come on. Tugger's Hunters there out of ammunition, providing just blobs for these Southron Pikes. And yeah, when I thought that the defenders were screwed in this position, they've managed to really take it back. I'm seeing a lot of frame loss there. That must be the Camel's Shadow Bolts rattling into them. And we've got more shots. That's interesting. Okay, they've got a good shot there. We've got one Gandalf firework left. As I say, it's still got all the ammunition. And now that it's just one guy left, he can maneuver around better. So I wouldn't be overly upset about that myself. I'm surprised that he has been able to get a good shot just going up and over right now. Yeah, you wouldn't really want to tease and go over there because these crossbows, one volley would rip you apart. Even though you are losing a few rockets. Oh, there was a good one there. Yeah, at the end of this we will be able to see the amount of kills that that firework got, so that'll be kind of fun. Yeah, so as I say, with I was suggesting the defenders should fall back, but they've managed to reform themselves and do an okay job actually. It's a lot of fodder they're up against here, so they're just going to be able to mince these guys in melee. Camel's Chosen getting thrown in. I said it in the last battle, I really like using my elites early. I'm not really the type of player that just has an elite unit and doesn't use them until he's fallen back to the town hall. So yeah, there's nothing here that could challenge the Camel's Chosen right now. The Farmers of Buckland might have a good go, but no, this is quite interesting. So the Farmers of Buckland have thrown themselves up against the men infantry. I'm going to make sure I get some good shots of this just to really piss off Dustin. But I know this will make him really upset. It would have been much better if these Farmers of Buckland were cutting through in Ladris infantry, but hey, Numenorians will work just the same, I'm sure. No, we've got... Yeah, so no, the defenders really turned that bit around. But the attackers have a lot more men to give. They're not even 50% through their manpower now. We've got these Guardians. They've been holding back after they took that damage. They're definitely going to be wanting those to go toe-to-toe with some of the more elite units. But, yeah, you know, if you use the Guardians too wide an area, the enemy can just get around them. And at the end of the day, they're really good pikes, but they're still pikes. and getting around the side of them can mess them up. Now it seems that we are preparing the Southron Warband in shield wall, as you can tell from the hunched position there. They're preparing to push through with a very sturdy unit of shields backed up by pikes. It's sort of the battle of fodder here. Battling Brandy Bucks can do some damage, but this lone unit of Southern Warband is just going to do nothing but get chewed up. So if he's planning to make a push, I think he's just wanting to line up there so that he's ready. And also it means Lord Welcome can't pull any of these men away. He's got to keep this mob there. Yeah, so what we got? Those guys still have ammunition, I think. I'm just going to slow it down while I run through what the enemy still have, well, what the defenders still have. A lot of Numenorian elites there. We've got this Gamp-Rim force moving up, and that's about it. You know, Bloodbath has really been going for it here, and it's worked out, but he doesn't have much left. Crossbows there, still have some ammo. Ballista crew from Lord Welcome. They do have their ballista. Yeah, they're firing. That's good. He's got the Scion Rim. If he doesn't have any, he doesn't really have any men on the front line. If I did have men on the front line, I'd be tempted to have the Scion Rim forward just to keep people happy. That was a good shot. Oh, good. All he needs is one clean shot, and the ballista is very good for that. Just to take out this firework. And yeah, we'll go back up to normal speed here. These Seafarers are starting to get outmatched here. We're seeing a few elves mixed in with lots of hobbits, and even a few pikes jabbing away. Seafarers are good, but they're not going to be able to deal with this. Sapphire Bladesman, nice. I always like Sapphire Bladesman, even though they now lack the Blue Wizards. It's very upsetting, but of course it makes sense. It's fine that they're not there, but I think they still had a jam on left. They're great in melee, and I think probably actually with the addition of them here, this could really swing the right flank of this fight in the defender's favour. And perhaps then if they pushed this group back and then lined the Sapphire Bladesmen up for a good shot down the line, that could be just what they need. More Mahood warriors though, some long bottom mob there. You can probably bet they still have a lot of rocks to throw. Proudfoot protectors opening up. Damn, when hobbits lay down they look dead. When they lean over to reload, they're in the same line with the corpses. Got a lot of shots. This is good. Well, it's good for the attackers. These Nadukadar going down there to crossbow fire is really upsetting. And we've even got some stones getting hurled at them. So yeah, that's pretty painful. Camel's Chosen getting moved up again. That's where the general is, but Root doesn't have that many men left. So if he ended up losing his general here, it might not, it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be as bad as it could be. Sapphire Bladesmen are actually getting overwhelmed, which is sad to see. I really thought that this would be an amazing move here for Bloodbath, and it still could be. All he needs to do is create a little bit more room, because he of course can't line right up against there. I don't think the map would allow for that, but all he has to do is just make enough room for a double file line just down here and start raining hell on the backs. Then our Dukadar at full unit off them now getting moved up. But more crossbows coming into them. The other unit, the damaged unit, has already moved in. The Gamp Rim now, moving into support. This is really what the defenders need to sort of do. They need to be as compact up against the enemy position as they can be, because the attackers still just have so much ammunition to throw at them. But the amount of fodder, I think this is another unit of hobbitry and arms, they'll take a long while to get chewed through. That Gandalf firework, I suspect, no, I don't know what's happening with that. Perhaps Frogie wanted to use it as sort of a ram to sort of break through, but which you can sort of do with some of the larger pieces of artillery, but no, it might have been a misclick. I can definitely see that being a misclick. Just or they've been attacking a unit that's now run away. Oh, that ballista just over the tops, yeah. Or it might be going for the long bottom mob. I guess he just feels he needs to use the ammunition. I'd maybe be wanting to hold off until our position broke, in order to just try and get a good few volleys as the enemy runs up towards you here on this open field. But it looks like the defenders are really going hard on this position. That's half of the hobbits dead there. It looks like they're really just wanting to hold here with the bulk of their force. We're seeing the Royal Legion of Armelos Okay, the Bladesmen have it's not really worked out attacking reinforcements, and when these Hood Berserkers have come in, and that has pushed them back. So they've been unable to do what I think they were trying to do. Those demons still have ammunition, so that's quite a lot of fear, no doubt. We have made contact here, and I've been missing. This is cool, right? Okay, this is a real like fodder versus fodder battle. Right now the Haradrims are winning. Oh, I think these pikes need to get. Yeah, because these footmen on their own are going to get minced by the Southern Warband, backed up by a lot of pikes, and I'm seeing a few hobbits with, their big old axes in there too. Axes and mallets too, of course. And I mean, I'm seeing the farmers as well. So if I was in this situation, I'd be very tempted to push in for an attack with my pikes. But then you lose this nice formation, so maybe he's happy. All you're really wanting to do here is buy time, and because there's nothing more to come in. If this position breaks, it's gone. So the swordman. See, what I'd like to do maybe is the swordmasters coming around here, and because there's nothing that the swordmasters would struggle against in this fight. Yeah, there's just no elite forces here to challenge the swordmasters, so I'd be tempted to throw them in order to just try and mince that position. Eastern crossbows there. Still, he's been very patient with ammunition, which those Proudfoot protectors are in possession, so they're being targeted. I would be tempted to fire the Proudfoot protectors, because not only are the Proudfoots great crossbows, it's a good position. It's a really good position actually for Frogie. And Royal Legion of Armenelos are not people you want to take crossbow fire, even though they have decimated that flank. Now you've got the choice of, do you just collapse that flank, which I think that's what he's going to do. It's hard to tell who is alive and not, just because of the amount of bodies. But I would be really tempted here to either, I think, well, what he's going to do is collapse that flank. But I would be really tempted to rush forward and take on the Proudfoot protectors or the Dunedain Rangers. Yeah, this is where the elite forces are fighting, and it really is just a blob engagement from this side. So I do see why Lord Wilcom is not pushing in here. This is just a buy time, because in all honesty, I just don't think they can win up against these. Maybe with the numbers they have in reserve, I don't think they can win if they attack. So you just need to hold and make that fight take as long as possible. While here, I think they've got a decent chance, to be honest. Those Mahood warriors, 84 men running from the fight, they will be back, but they're going to be back tired, and they're probably not going to be back when they need to be. These Black Serpents have not been able to be used to their full benefit, and hopefully they get an opportunity. The Guardians, probably just waiting until the enemies run out of ammunition. Those blades are immense. What are those blades been going for? Not many of them left in the unit, so their ammunition is going to last a little longer. You'd probably want to just go for this mob here, Beastmasters, Beast Tamers. The Shadow Bows are holding them back as best they can. The Ranger's skill, trying to knock off those pike stabs of these some, but no, they're not really going to last. Oh, where are the Swordmasters going? I would have kept. Oh wait, no, sorry. Rune's on his team. Yeah, I thought for a second I thought the Swordmasters were coming from the back of this Rune force, but no, that's not what they were doing. It's good to pull them back there. Oh, Proudfoot protectors still have ammunition. They've done really well, but they are now engaged by the Scion Rim. They're going to do some good work in melee, but they seem to be getting overwhelmed. The Scion Rim are no pushovers, so down there actually fighting, doing okay. They need something to engage their side, but because of how he's deployed on this ramp, it's very tough to get on the flank of those Proudfoots. It seems to be a counter charge now, which is always, it can turn a lot of defensive situations around, but countercharging is going to expose them to a charge from these Cav. But the Nadukadar are going to mince Cav. So they need to get back, especially these Lancers. They're very good Lancers, but they're just Lancers. They're not built to stay in fights. Now we have the real engagement. Actually, really, yeah, okay, cool. The Beligars are doing a lot better than I thought they would be. I guess it's all just Haradrim spears up the front, isn't it? Yeah, no, they've got a lot of just fodder to mince through before they actually get to the half-decent units like that. By half-decent, I mean South Run. I'm actually seeing as many South Run as I thought they were. Okay, no, this is all Haradrim. Okay, maybe I was wrong. This position might actually be somewhere that Numenor starts to take over. Hard to say. I'll try and follow that a bit as best we can. But as I say, this is definitely the biggest engagement. These Nidhoggur are pushed in deep. Engaging the Deans. Oh, so that's the Hobbit General. But the Hobbits themselves are doing well. They're doing some good work. Crossbows here. This is a great position. Coming down. Very lightly armoured Mahood, but crossbows do a lot of damage. They don't just do AP, so it's good to just shoot them into anything. I don't think he'd be able to get the shot, but I'd be really tempted just to get these crossbows and fire into Proudfoots. Just once, just one volley, just to end them as a threat. But I think he's wanting to pull back them and fire, well, loose some javelins. Yeah, that looks like it. But now they've been able to fire again. Yeah, he needs to. I would get them to fire into them, and I would have probably kept that unit engaged. Even these Beligar would be able to mince them with a good close range volley. And I heard a charge. I think that was the Sapphire Bladesman coming in. Yeah, so with this, even though this is just not great quality units, they should be able to get a total surround on these Proudfoots. They're already wavering. Once they surround them and start taking out a few of them, they'll break and they are not going to be able to escape. So that'll be that threat sorted out. We're 83 for 84, really close actually. But saying that, the defenders had a quality army, and the attackers really had a fodder army. So Numenor is just about entirely engaged. I'm not seeing anything in reserve for him here. Which I think at this point, yeah, I would be just about entirely engaged as well. How have these Proudfoot turned it around? That is, oh, he's pulled the crossbowman back. He must be firing right into the backs of these guys now. Come on, Bloodbath. Like, yeah, good, because if he's doing that, then these guys will not last long. Oh, one Sapphire Blademan left. These Proudfoots have done so much better than I expected them to. A lot of good quality ammunition coming from these Beligar footmen. I'm sure that's, oh, those Watchers of the Wood. I'm sure that's saddening for him to use ammunition like that on Beligar footmen, but they're going to be getting minced, and he's not got the targets. I'd be tempted myself to go for the back of those Scion, though. Is probably where I'd be pointing my ammunition. But I guess these guys are coming to engage on the front line, so he must just take them out. Whereas over there, it's not really as important, arguably. Oh wait, nope, we are seeing it. I think he has switched his targets. It's like they're not fully engaged. Oh wait, nope, the Hobbits have finally broken, and arguably though, unless. How many are getting? Yeah, not enough. No, that's fine. No, they've done good. Those Hobbits lasted a lot longer than I felt they would. One Sapphire Bladesman left. One very bloodied Sapphire Bladesman left. Okay, charge there. Oh, it was into the back. There's a lot of spears. A lot of their own units there. Yeah, just these few Gamprim are kind of saving the day. We've got that looks kind of nice actually. Just the blue glittering coming across my screen there. But yeah, that's quite cool. I might come back to get a screenshot of that later for the thing. But the Swordmasters here, going toe to toe with these Lorenat Swordmasters. I would have still expected the Farazim Swordmasters to be mincing through this, but. Demons of the Desert, yeah, they're pretty scary. Now that the Black Serpents, though, have worked their way through, they are free. Free to engage the Ballista, free to come right into the back of these pikes. Now the issue with this, although these pikes can turn around, for the few seconds that they are turned around, everybody in front of them is going to be stabbing away. So Lord Welcome needs to... Dang, yeah, he needed to get turned around beforehand. That was good. Derek was fast with that. I think that this is going to be it, to be honest, because he didn't run far enough away. Take your time, Derek. Yeah, no, he is now. Oh no. Alright, okay, good. So he does. That's 2 full units. So yeah, I think the best thing to do here is probably just have a full unit line up behind them. It's not fun because now you're definitely going to be losing on the front, and now Derek's pushing in hard because he outnumbers him so much. Oh dear, now the defenders are starting to really have a nasty force array against them. These Fires and Swordmasters, I'm just surprised. I would have thought they'd be mincing through these people. A few Nadukadar left, but no, it started to. Oh, it's still really close actually. It feels like it's not, but we've still got all these Watches of the Golden Wood, and I think the Guardians are still around somewhere. Maybe the Guardians got thrown in and died without me noticing, to be honest. I'm not too sure where the Guardians went. Nope, there they are. Yeah, we did see them marching up this way. Their defeat seems certain. That's insane. I guess they're just not able to really fight right now. Camels Chosen are going to be doing some good work. Yeah, this is good. Just really lock that area down. They're trying. Murad is trying to push through. Scion Rim there in the back. Still the Ballista crew. Oh, I don't know. They could maybe. I don't know. I think they might be out of ammunition. No, but now this position has been wiped, unfortunately. The Watchers of Golden Wood out of ammunition, I think. No, just holding what's left. Good plan. Fires and Swordmasters should be able to mince this area now. But the Black Serpents are just looking to get rid of the Nadukadar, and then they'll be able to come in right at the backs of the Swordmasters. Very bloody Camels Chosen. But they're doing good work here. The Guardians are just... they're all split apart is the problem, I think. I'm trying to just see, because I just don't... We did just see a Camels Chosen go down there. And the Runic forces are pulling out, which is going to allow the attackers to really merge back forward, get minced by some pikes, and then they'll probably come back in again. But this seems to be the last position. These pikes will hold back whatever comes from this side.
In our favor, victory will be ours.
It always makes me think I'm on fast forward whenever I see the Black Serpents move around, just because they're so quick. It looks like they're looks like the game is sped up. Some Nadukadar there and some Fires and Swordmasters. It's like Quarter is just giving them the chance to have their final stand instead of just mincing them with archer fire, which is very kind of them. Another full unit of Swordmasters. Is there anything left in reserve across the map? No, it's fully engaged at this point. 92 to 94. But the attackers just still have so many units of real quality left. And these Hobbits, too small to be stabbed by the pikes, so they're just slipping on in. A lot of the good quality units have to be pulled over to defend this side, and we'll probably just speed it on up in a minute. These Swordmasters are actually killing these Stalkers far slower than I would have expected. But again, very high skill from all of the Ranger units, giving them a chance here. Yeah, oh, it's very frustrating while a Lancer just comes in and out, and all you can really do is try to charge back. But no, we'll probably settle ourselves up just here to try and just witness the final push. About 4,000, still about 3,000 frames left off this battle. So this grind fest is going to be going on for quite some time. But no, it was really, yeah, that was a good fight. Pretty impressed with it. I've wanted, as I said before, I really wanted to use Hobbits in a siege, see how you can use them, because they just don't seem like they have an army that's capable of doing it. But I think what Frogie did, even though he didn't know he was going into a siege, his army worked quite well. And I think it boils down to kind of how you use your fodder and how you use your browfoots. Bandits are great, and also to be honest, the Longbottom mob can be a great use. The Hobbit slingers of Arthedain in the previous version used to be a solid pick. Just an automatic, yes, you were going to have one of them if Arthedain was defending in a siege, or probably attacking a siege too. And that's just because of their massive amount of ammunition. Just the amount of kills that they can get over an entire battle is amazing, or was amazing. So they're always going to be picked, but I don't think that the Hobbits can do this without support from a more elite army. And I was very scared when both the attackers, we had the Hobbits and we had Harad. And Harad can bring some elite forces, but Harad really went for the Mahud Swore in this battle. And I did not think that they had the tools that they would need to pierce through here. And because they were really relying on Lothlorien to take the elite troops, which he did. I did spot those Watchers of the Golden Wood in the beginning, and that would have made me feel a lot more comfortable, because I was looking through Lothlorien's army and I was just not seeing enough elite units for me to be happy. Oh, come on, Quarter. When you're at this stage, just come in for a charge, especially with a unit that is capable of fighting. But no, that's fair enough. He wants to use all of his nice fancy blue arrows, which is okay. The Black Serpents as well. Was the battle won already before they got through? I don't think so. I think those Black Serpents were pretty pivotal. I think the battle was definitely going in the attacker's favour before those Black Serpents managed to pierce through. So, but could he have gotten more use out of, instead of them, a unit of champions and Afrat? Maybe. I would have maybe gone down that line myself, but yeah, no, he's done good with it. He's done very well. Kind of upset about the Guardians, to be honest. I would have wanted but I guess they didn't. They barely lost anybody in melee there, to be honest. I think they were at like 6-3 after that from in barrage of Dragon's Breath. So, but no. So overall, massive. I should have paused it just before the ending battle screen came on, but massive bloodbath here. This was great, and it was just death all the way around this corner here. That's really cool, and they just dead bodies all over. Let's see what we got. The Proudfoot Protectors were amazing. They should have been killed. That's I play with Bloodbath a lot, and he is very good. Those Proudfoot Protectors should have been shut down, like, better, I think. I think that was a little bit of a goof on his part. I definitely would have seen some tempting targets for his crossbows deeper in, but you had some good close range shots. They could have died, and but no, because they were going toe to toe with the Scion Rim. It's the Ents themselves. Good number of kills from the Ents. They went in early, which, as I say, I love using big elite units early on. It's always good, and with Frogie being so far behind, his bigger units were the first ones to turn up. Those Bjornings, I'm really sorry that I lost track of the Bjornings. I didn't see what they were doing for a lot of the fight. They were just, I would look up 1 minute and the Bears were coming back from the enemy lines. So they did good. Very impressive. That I guess they've got the weight and they've got a small unit. Well, they've not got a small unit size, but they're just big, heavy boys, so they can get behind enemy lines quite easily. All of the Hobbits their AP is always going to be good up against. Rune's got some good armor, and Numenor's got some very good armor, so they're always going to do some good damage for their cost. But really, it just provided numbers to tire people out and really take the hits away from the more elite units. Farmers of Buckland did good. Dunedain Rangers, yeah, very nice. As usual in a siege environment, Rangers are always going to be a solid pick if you can. All of the battling Brandy Bucks, yeah, wouldn't want to scored 32. Bit unfortunate, but Vanderpress Archers actually kill a lot more than I thought they did. Wow, they outkilled the Rangers. But the battling Brandy Bucks are of course AP and melee as well, so that can definitely offset it a bit. And they were pretty early on to the field, so they would have got some good hits. Tookish Hunters, both of them. Hobbit Archery is always a solid choice in my mind. And the Longbottom Mob, yeah, just massive kills, just because they can throw constantly. The whole damn game, they're just throwing away their little rocks and they take out their clubs, they're great. Bandits, I talked about this in the last fight. I don't know, I don't think bandits need tweaked. I think I just need to practice using bandits the way that they're intended to be used. I think I want bandits to be a javelin unit, and they're not. They're a hybrid melee unit, and I just need to get my head around that a bit. But yeah, too bad here, because I'd like to see bandits used. You know, they're a cool unit for me. Gandalf's Fireworks, yeah, I like to use Gandalf's Fireworks in a big open field. So these tight areas, it's always tough to get their worth. But dude, like, they took out both of those cannons. Yes, those cannons probably used up most of their ammunition. They took out a ballista. Yeah, that's pretty great. And they scored some odd kills. They were fine. I'm pretty comfortable with them. But no, the main thing I really wanted to look into was just how many kills those Proudfoots got, and that was pretty champion of them. As for that, Derek was just an ammo sponge for a lot of that. But no, he did good. He definitely the Black Serpents, as I said, they were pretty pivotal in ending the fight comfortably. I think that had they not managed to get around, because they were mincing people as they got around there, and I would have been very tempted to keep them on that right side, but I think he made the right choice by getting them there and just breaking the deadlock that was those cramped streets. And again, Quarter or KA, I'm not sure. He was required to actually be the elite forces, because I genuinely think if he had gone an evil man faction or just another horde, this would have not gone well. This would have been very bad. They needed something to go toe to toe with the more elite units of Numenor and the more elite units that Rune brought as well. I want to know how many kills Bloodbath got with that Dragon's Breath cannon, because that was good. He used that very well. So inaccurate, which was stupid, because the Dragon's Breath cannon is so accurate usually. So he got unlucky, and I think he could have done so much more with it if it had just been more accurate. Especially because of how Derek was moving his men. As I said before, everybody was moving in those tight block columns. That was scary. And then Lord Welcome, yeah. A lot of just good use of those Belagar units. Those Belagar units, because they're not crap. People look at the Belagar units and they think, oh, this is cheap fodder. But they can do something. They can go toe to toe. They can beat fodder. And he was using them to beat fodder comfortably. And that was quite smart. Especially the Shadow Bows, I think, used up a bit too much ammunition in the early stages in the fight. I think there would have been a good opportunity later on. Always tempting to use your, because I always just think, no, I won't use my Rangers yet, I won't use my Rangers yet, I won't use my Rangers yet, and then the enemy's in the town hall and I've still got like half my ammunition with the Rangers, and it's pointless then. So it's important to use your Ranger ammunition, but I just think he could have saved it for a little bit longer. All in all though, yeah, really grateful for that fight. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.